How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis, and we've got a new developer blog from the Old School RuneScape team. This is Raid Armours and Rewards. Since the last Raid Rewards developer blog, they've had a few discussions about different rewards they can offer from raids. They discussed this in a couple of live streams, and I was tempted to make a video on this because I thought this is important information. However, I knew, at least I had a strong suspicion, that they would make a developer blog for this stuff, because they're not going to go ahead and poll it, especially a big piece of content like this, without a developer blog. So since the last Raid Reward developer blog, they've come up with 9 more items that they can provide in Raid Rewards. Let's start off with the first 3, and that's the Elder Armour. Elder Armour is going to be the best melee armour in game. It will require level 75 defense to equip, and because of that, they've given it some very generous stats. All of the Elder Armour gear provide a small boost to your offensive melee stats and negative to magic and range. But they're so small, I'd say that's negligible. However, the defense bonus is where it gets interesting. For the head slot in the Elder Armour set, it will provide a plus 60 stab defense, a plus 62 slash defense, a plus 60 crush defense, a negative 10 magic defense, and a plus 52 range defense, with a plus 5 melee strength bonus and a plus 2 prayer bonus. The body piece will provide a plus 130 stab defense, a plus 125 slash defense, a plus 110 crush defense, negative 20 magic defense, and a plus 135 range defense, with a plus 4 melee strength and a plus 2 prayer bonus. And the leg slot will provide a plus 90 stab defense, a plus 90 slash defense, a plus 85 crush defense, a negative 15 magic defense, and a plus 95 range defense, with a plus 2 melee strength bonus and a plus 2 prayer bonus. If we compare this to other armors such as bandos, we can see that the bando set has significantly less melee defense. It's got a surprisingly similar range defense, and it's got, well, actually better magic defense. However, because it's melee armor, magic stats are usually quite far down. The melee strength bonus of Elder Armour is better than bandos, and the prayer is better than bandos, which to me is making me think, why is the prayer stats of a non-god, or at least I assume a non-god related armour, better than bandos, which is, obviously bandos is a god, so surely he would have good prayer bonuses. What's interesting about this Elder Armour though is, number 1, it will degrade. After 10 hours of using it in combat, it will become unusable and you'll have to recharge it with coins. Because of this high price, they hope to only see this in high level PVM and high level PvP, which should mean that in many other situations, people will be using alternative armors like we mentioned bandos before. As well as that, this Elder Armour is going to be extremely rare from raids, so they're hoping that the price for the full set of Elder Armour will be in the hundreds of millions, which to me is somewhat reminiscent of the next armour from RuneScape 3. Obviously, the effects and the stats are different, however, the fact that they cost so much, to me, is similar. Let's move on to the Elder Maul, and they've updated this a little bit since the last developer blog. The main difference here is the fact that they've taken it from 120 crush attack to 135 crush attack, which means it's slightly better than a God Sword is with slash. The Elder Maul will require level 75 attack and strength to use, it won't have a special attack, and it will hit at the same rate as a God Sword. Like I said a second ago, it will provide 135 crush attack, and it will provide 147 melee strength bonus, which to me is actually quite a bit of melee strength bonus. When you look at things like the God Sword, that has 132 melee strength bonus, and even other actual crush weapons, such as the Abyssal Bludgeon, only have 85 melee strength bonus. So jumping up to 147, sure, it's got a high requirement of level 75 attack and strength. However, to me, 147 is quite a lot. Now, they haven't mentioned anything about this Elder Maul being degradable. However, hopefully, like the Elder Armour, it will be rare from the raid rewards, so therefore it should have a good price in-game. Moving on to the Kodai robes. And since the last developer blog, they've pretty much completely changed how these robes are going to work. Previously, Kodai robes required level 75 magic and prayer to equip. Now, they just require level 75 magic and defense, meaning that these robes are no longer going to be viable for pures. Similar to the Elder Armour, they have some pretty negligible offensive bonuses. However, the offensive magic bonus is quite interesting. For the head slot, there's a plus 12 magic attack. For the body slot, a plus 38 magic attack. and the leg slot will have a plus 30 magic attack. This isn't huge, however for armor this is actually quite substantial, and it should just help make your Kodai actually really good for being powerful and offensive in combat. The head slot will provide a plus 18 stab defense, a plus 16 slash defense, a plus 20 crush defense, and a plus 8 magic defense, with a plus 2 prayer bonus. The body slot will provide a plus 58 stab defense, a plus 42 slash defense, a plus 68 crush defense, and a plus 35 magic defense, with a plus 2 prayer bonus. And finally, the leg slot will provide a plus 36 stab defense, a plus 35 slash defense, a plus 40 crush defense, and a plus 25 magic defense, with a plus 2 prayer bonus. Again, like the Elder Armour, it will degrade after 10 hours of combat, and you'll have to recharge it with your coins. And like the Elder Armour, it will be significantly rare from the raid rewards, meaning that Armours will definitely still be viable for most people in Old School RuneScape, which I quite like. I was a little bit worried about Armours before, because they were making it pretty much a direct competitor with it. However, I did kind of like the fact that Kodai was going to be a high damage, low defense armor, whereas Armours was going to become more of an all-round, good for defense, good for magic. Moving on to the Kodai wand, and this is actually the rework of the Eld wand. To get a Kodai wand, you're going to have to use a Kodai enchantment on a Master wand, which is a rare drop from raids, and the Kodai wand will require level 75 defense to equip. It will provide a plus 28 magic attack, a plus 3 slash defense, a plus 3 crush defense, and a plus 20 magic defense, with a 10% magic damage bonus. As well as that, the Kodai wand acts as a water staff, provides a 15% chance of negating rune costs when casting a spell, and will be able to auto-cast ancient magics, meaning that this is going to be incredibly useful at auto-casting spells such as Ice Barrage. You'll be able to negate a lot of rune cost from Water's Deaths and Bloods, as well as you'll be able to auto-cast one of the most powerful, if the most powerful, magic spell in the game. Since the last developer blog, they actually boost the magic damage bonus of this weapon because they want it to be a lot more desirable to actually have in game, and hopefully that means it will have a much higher price tag with its new rarity in game. Moving on to the Twisted Armour. Twisted Armour is going to be the range set of armour from raid rewards, requiring level 75 range and defense to equip. And what's interesting is it will be the first set of armour in-game providing a range strength bonus. Again, it's got similar stats to Elder Armour and Kodai robes, with the head slot providing a plus 10 range attack, the body providing a plus 38 range attack, and the leg slot providing a plus 25 range attack. As well as that, the head will provide a plus 7 stab, slash and crush defense, a plus 12 magic defense, and a plus 10 range defense, with a plus 2 range strength bonus, and plus 2 prayer bonus. The body will provide plus 59 stab defense, a plus 51 slash defense, a plus 64 crush defense, a plus 72 magic defense, and a plus 61 range defense, with a plus 3 range strength bonus, and a plus 2 prayer bonus. And the legs will provide a plus 34 stab defense, a plus 28 slash defense, a plus 36 crush defense, a plus 42 magic defense, and a plus 35 range defense, with a plus 3 range strength bonus, and a plus 2 prayer bonus. Again, this armour will be degradable after 10 hours of combat, and you'll recharge it with coins, with a decent rarity, meaning that it will once again be an expensive piece of armour, proving it will actually be worth something in game. What's interesting about this armour is it has no negative defensive bonuses. I would say range armour is traditionally seen as weak against melee, but here we can see it's actually got some decent melee defense bonuses, which is actually a bit of a concern for me, and I can see this armour as just generally good for defense, with the advantage of providing some decent range offense. Something that I suppose some people might like, but to me I'm not a huge fan of. As well as these new armours, we've also got the things that they've discussed in the previous Raid Reward developer box. Let's quickly go through the Dragon Throne Axe. It will provide a plus 36 range attack and a plus 47 range strength bonus. The special attack of the Dragon Throne Axe will improve your accuracy by 25% and guarantee that you will attack on the next game tick. This will cost you 25% special attack energy, which means that you should be able to do 4 of these in relatively quick succession. What's interesting to note about these Dragon Throne Axes though, is to keep them relatively well priced in the economy, they're going to be consumed whenever you throw one using the special attack. So you've got to be somewhat prepared to lose your Dragon Throne Axes if you're going to utilise them. Next, the Dragon Sword. Obviously, since pretty much RuneScape began, people have asked for a Dragon Sword in game. And with Old School RuneScape, they want to offer it as a reward from raids. The Dragon Sword will require level 60 attack to equip, and it will essentially be an attack version of a Dragon Scimitar, providing a plus 65 stab attack, a plus 55 slash attack, a negative 2 crush attack, a plus 2 slash defense, a plus 1 crush defense, and a plus 63 strength bonus. The special attack of the Dragon Sword will actually have 2 effects. If your target's got Protect from Melee on, then your special attack will just ignore it and do a regular attack. If they don't have Protect from Melee on, then you'll hit with 25% increased accuracy and damage, costing 40% special attack energy to use. This means you'll definitely be able to do 2 in relatively quick succession, and if you've got a slow fight going on, you might even be able to do a 3rd. But hopefully you'll actually be able to utilise this with another special attack weapon and you could get a decent combo going. Finally, we've got the Forgotten Prayers, and these have been significantly updated. Originally they had 6 different prayers on offer, but now there's 3. To get a Forgotten Prayer, you're going to have to get a Forgotten Prayer scroll from raids. This will be tradable and you'll be able to sell it to any other player. When a player reads a Forgotten Prayer scroll, then they'll get a choice of learning one of the 3 prayers. Once they've learned that prayer, the scroll will just crumble to dust and you won't be able to use it again. The 3 prayers they're offering now are Preserve, Rigor and Augury. Preserve will have a level 55 prayer requirement, and boosted stats will last 20% longer when you're praying for Preserve. Rigor will have a level 74 prayer requirement, and it will boost your range attack by 20%, your range strength by 23%, and your defense by 25%. Finally, Augury will have a level 77 prayer requirement, boosting your magic accuracy by 25% and your defense by 25%. This means since the last developer block, they've removed Poison Absorb, Divine Grace, and Venom Absorb, which were essentially just prayers that would drain your prayer instead of your hit points or your run energy. Which, to me, I wasn't really that much of a fan of, however I wouldn't really mind them in game. However, you could understand how things like Divine Grace could completely devalue your agility, because you could just get, say, 99 prayer and constantly pray Divine Grace, and you wouldn't have to worry about energy as you do now. As well as that, they've also removed the level 70 defense requirement from Rigor and Augury, which to me is a huge shame, because in RuneScape 3, they originally did require level 70 defense. I just think this is complete pandering to pures, just going, oh yeah, you're the ones that actually want to use these powerful prayers, you can just have the requirements taken off for you. Something I'm not really a fan of. And in fact, I'm not a huge fan of all of these armour upgrades. I can see these armours being balanced in Old School RuneScape, mostly for the fact that they will be rare, they'll cost a lot, and they'll have high requirements to actually use them, similar to the way that the next armours worked in RuneScape 3. However, I don't think we actually need these high level armours. They just seem to be panicking with these raid rewards, and they're just throwing anything at us until we'll go, yes, that's okay. And to me, these aren't okay. And I think the problem is a lot of players are just looking at the raid rewards and going, okay, they're crap. And let's be honest, especially when you look at the original developer blog, they were crap. And they're just saying, give us something good, give us something that we'll actually want in game. So they've thought, okay, what will people definitely want? Well, the best in slot items will always be things required. So they've just power crept this entire raid rewards out of the water. I don't think there's anything in raid rewards that isn't really a best in slot thing. I mean, dragon throne axes, dragon swords, etc. They're just sort of nice things that they came up with. However, I imagine they will be wildly redundant. People will only really care about Kodai, Twisted, and Elder, which in a way they've done a good job of because they will be expensive, they will be in demand. However, that's because they will be significantly overpowered. And I don't like that. Especially when you think they're only level 75 tier. If they're level 80, that might make a little bit more sense. However, level 75 seems way too little for what they're actually offering with this stuff. However, I've got a strong feeling that a lot of the Old School RuneScape community are against level 80 equipment, whereas level 75 is perfectly fine. So that's the main reason they've actually offered it like this. Something I'm not a huge fan of, and when it actually comes to a poll, I think I might have to go ahead and say no. However, the way that they're doing all of Zaya, they're not really polling a lot of this stuff. They've just said, yes, raids are coming. They've not actually polled raids. What do you think about the addition of these new armours? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like the fact that they've added best in slot armours for one of each of the combat classes in game? Or do you think you would have preferred the previous raid rewards they discussed, which included things like the Dragonplate body, additional Forgotten Prayers, etc. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of all of these, and I'm really worried that they're just going to add a lot of crap to the game from raids. Don't get me wrong, the content could be good, it's got good potential, however I can't see it at the moment. Just like all of Zaya, it had so much potential, and when you have a look at Great Cranes, there's so much potential there, but they really screwed it up. If you want to watch my video on the latest Old School RuneScape update, please click here for the construction expansion. And if you want to watch my video on the latest Old School RuneScape developer blog, please click here for the Dual Arena changes. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the Old School RuneScape updates, devlogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.